remember that, original shop at Carter Road.
Right.
So tell us a bit about Brownie Cottage and how did it happen? And,
So then after that, we got married. I went back to my hometown after Oberoi's, and then I started my own full-fledged stuff over there. Everything we used to do over there. And it really did very well. I did classes, etc. Then in 2003, we got married. And as expected, I was working from home, like doing home baking and classes at home, but not like any brand, nothing. But my husband, as I said, had a terrific sweet tooth. So I used to make this one brownie, and this is not an Oberoi's recipe. This is not a Sophia's recipe. This is not a Google recipe.
This is a Prachi recipe.
Yes, this is something through library, all my studies through Sophia libraries, through the chef's cake draws, khol ke unki recipes dekh ke kuch karke. So then I used to make this, and he used to love this one product. He's a very dense chocolatey person. He doesn't like fresh cream, those white.
That's Kenna. She loves chocolate and especially dark chocolate.
Yes, dark chocolate. He will not like a black forest. At that time, he said black forest.
Yeah, black forest of this place. No? What's the place that we used to get from COVID fog? Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Oven fresh.
Yes. In IMRV, all the birthdays would be dark chocolate. Forest. I was like, on my birthday, I said we'll do an almond log tea cake also because it was cheaper and I just started working. So
Raghav is the kind of a person who likes chocolate. He doesn't like he doesn't like anything white. Whether it's maida, whether it's fluffy cream and all.
That's Kaina's also summed up. That's chocolate, Western and dark.
Yes, and no Indian mithai, no Indian.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Food has to be Indian.
They bichar gaya Kumbh Mela mein, Kaina's and Raghav.
The food has to be Indian, but dessert has to be chocolate. So he used to I used to make everything like a black forest or all the Oberoi desserts, like a praline cake or the opera cake or your dome cake, everything I've done. I used to do in my bakery. But this one product, we didn't even call it a brownie at that time. It was like a chocolate mud cake or just a chocolate brownie, simple sa. But he used to love this one particular product. Main thing is it had less than 5% maida. Hardly any maida this product has. Then chocolate, it's not spongy, it's gooey and dense. It's not artificial flavors. We don't even add baking powder in this. We don't even have vanilla essence in this.
So 5% maida means like 5% flour. So what is it made of?
Chocolate, pure chocolate.
But how is it a brownie? Why is it not a chocolate?
Pure chocolate. That's how you get the gooiness, no? That's the difference between cake and a brownie. A cake is
and also a lot of butter, right? A lot of butter.
And Amul butter.
Because the saltiness.
Yes, Amul butter. Amul butter.
Yes, not unsalted.
No. The real Amul butter. So, but with all the values from Oberoi's. In Oberoi's, we didn't even have a teaspoon, remember? Because there was no baking powder used. There was no vanilla essence used. We didn't even have nothing artificial. Thank God, if I would have worked at an XYZ place, I'll not name places, but XYZ places, where you do your first job, that really makes your base. That's what
you bet. Like I worked in IMRV at the start, and I think the IMRV values are what I carry. And in fact, I had a boss like Mr. Vivek's experience. So, when I left IMRV Calcutta to move to Bombay, Joshua Mukherjee, and then so I was still not entitled for a farewell because I was just less than 3 years. So he actually did a farewell in his home at his this thing, and he called all the people in research and me and stuff. So just as Mr. Vivek walking you down, leaving Mr. Menon's cake and same. When you said that, I could. So even when Josh came to my book launch in Delhi, it was so special for me. So yeah, and he loved food. I think all good people love food.
All good people love.
Like Caesar said, if people don't love food or if they're too skinny, I'm a bit wary of them. Yes. Oops. Yeah. I lost your audio.
Yeah. So where were we? So he used to like this one particular product, and he's a civil engineer. So the deal was,
your team members are photobombing you.
Yes. I told them, go for lunch till the time you come back. Come back in 15-20. Yeah. So have lunch. Yeah.
Can we see everyone?
Sure. You want to? Okay.
Yeah. No, I want to. Why? What is it? Why would I not want to?
So this is Abigail. So she's also as a budding baker. So she's helping us with all new products, R&D, menu curation. Wow. Abhi ye bhi training mein. This is her first week, 10 days only, I think.
So yeah, so you're going to be her, Mr. Chef Vivek?
I hope so. I love cooking. I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. That's Shalom.
Hi, Shalom. Hi.
He's a photographer, video editing, a graphic designer.
Oh, I was seeing that some of your reels and all of that. Does he do?
No, that's Vishal.
Okay, that was.
I just joined in.
Okay,
hi, this is Vishal.
The latest reel on your this thing on the Brownie Cottage page was with the chocolate and all of that. The video sort of reel.
The coming soon. The coming soon.
Yeah.
That's
okay, but I'm sure
I've just joined in. That's my first.
That's his first work.
And it was a bit of a problem because a couple of months back I had to go off sugar because of trying to get the diabetes under control, and then I see this reel. So then thankfully I'm going to show that. Is there anyone else in the team who's around?
Okay, I mean right now this is our marketing team, my inner core team. Yeah,
the inner core team. Okay, so
otherwise
God,
production, packaging is all different.
Yeah, so thank God when I saw that reel, made 2 months ka tapasya of being
under
brahmacharya and away from the thing of sugar was this thing. And then this reel came as a menka to sort of tempt me. And thankfully, she sent me this box.
We all did it together, yeah.
Oh, wow. So it's a sugar-free brownie cake, and which is gluten-free as well.
Yes.
And she sweetened it with cranberries and what else?
Walnuts. They're Kashmiri walnuts and cranberries. There is not even stevia. There is not even... Vishal, come. Vishal, come here 1 minute. Vishal, come. There's not even stevia. There is no added mannitol, nothing.
Oh, lovely. Because I'm always a bit wary taste-wise of artificial sugars.
Nothing.
So my my dietitian, Dr. Riya Ankola, would love you because she cooked Bengali food for me during the New Year, and the pulao is supposed to have kishmish.
We've grown up together from class 1.
Riya
and me are class friends. I told you.
Oh, yeah, she's from Allahabad. Yes, Riya's from Allahabad. So, she put berries in the pulao and you put cranberries. So, the knife has also come with this.
We are from the same school. From class 1, we are together.
Wow. So, sorry, viewers. I know I can't invite you and I've never done this before, but have some pity on me because, for 2.5 months, I've been a very good boy. And the thing is, I'm still going to be a good boy. So, after seeing Vishal and Shane's reel, or Shane says it's his own, we won't argue with that. I was like, oh God, kitna dukhi hai mera zindagi. And which is when, comes in. Okay. So where's the rest of the team? Come on, let's do. Achha, Abigail is gone. Shane, you're too tall.
All of them are here.
Come on.
We only packed it.
I've done the cake cutting.
They also had, we baked 2, so they also had, and she's telling me.
They don't need sugar free.
That's what she's telling me. Did you taste the cake? She's telling me there's no sugar in it.
I'll do a screenshot of this later.
We shall take a pic.
It's so gooey.
We baked this at 9 in the night last night, and that's why it was so late. So I was feeling first time sending you something so late in the night. That's why we sent you in the morning.
Yeah, and I can get the taste of cranberry, and I love walnuts. I keep adding walnuts into everything, like hunker dips. No, sorry, you're still recording live. You're recording. Okay. Thank you so much. Sorry for holding you guys.
This has no sugar. This has no gluten, no maida. This is just pure chocolate, Amul butter. Pure chocolate, Amul butter, eggs, and beef and almond flour.
I'm not sharing this, but let me show guys the thing again. I mean,
how was it? The taste?
Yeah, so it's moist, and then you get the bite of the cranberry, and the walnuts give this nuttiness. It's also chocolatey, and because it's cranberry, it's not like. My problem with artificial sweet clothes, including the good one, is called xylitol or something, right?
Maltitol.
Yeah, so later it leaves that aftertaste in your mouth.
You will not find it in this.
It also reminds me a bit of an old school Christmas cake sort of thing, like from all these places which used to really look up to, like, the Wengers, the Kayanis in Calcutta, the Nahums and all of that. It's just fabulous. And there are these chocolate chips. So what chocolate do you use?
This is pure chocolate. And the chocolate also doesn't have sugar. Even the chips on top, that is pure chocolate, no sugar in the chocolate also.
Wow. So I think that very few of them are like that, right? Like I think one of the chocolates which are pure without sugar, which is the one? But anyway, this is like beautiful. Thank you guys. I'm so glad that you guys have also had it. Otherwise, like, I would have had to get an Imodium because I'm sure paid
So please enjoy. And the other stuff has sugar. So
that I'll have later. Okay, so the Shane, Abigail, Vishal.
And Vishal. So Vishal is one of my oldest guys. He's the one, before the last reel, he's the one he's a natural creator. He clicks, he makes reels. So he's very much involved in the brand since 2 years. He's been with us for 2-3 years now. So
awesome.
In fact, he's the youngest of them, but he's the senior most. And then
great. So I know we've held you guys, 3 of you, from lunch. So we'll catch up later.
Go for lunch.
Yes. So how does it feel? I mean, sorry. So we still don't know how Brownie Cottage started.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to make this into 2 sections on Instagram. It won't fit in one.
So very fast. So Raghav was, he's a civil engineer. So he was working at the Ambi Valley in Lonavala after my marriage. He was working at the Sahara Group. I mean, one of the contractors over there. But he always had this thing from beginning, he wants to do his own work. He was never cut for service. He was never cut for jobs and all. So he wanted to make his own business and, enterprise, or not a brand as such, but business, like business. He's from business family and stuff like that. So he was always he used to come back from work and his face used to always like this, always. I'm not happy at this job. I'm not happy. It was a very unglamorous kind of a road building job. And plus, he's like, salaries also civil engineers. I want to do something big. I want to do something better and all that.
And anyway, like being in service is not a very Marwari thing. I mean, you guys are the race of more entrepreneurs. But I do know that the newer generation of Marwaris, one can't say now the newer generation, but people who are like my age, or because I come from Calcutta, which is a strong Marwari this thing. But the image of Marwaris were like the business folk, and they eat a lot of ghee and dhoti kurta and stuff. But by the time I was in college plus, the generation slightly above me, a lot of them were like acclaimed dentists, architects, doctors, and so on. And suddenly, like the snooty Bengalis who thought that we are the ones with the intellect and all that, were like, and the Madus are they have money, but they're all business people. But they were doing fabulous stuff. So of course things change.
So then he used to I want to do something out. Then when he used to have this product, he's like, "Chalo, let's make a business out of it." So that business idea was his. We should scale this product up. And of course, I also came from a place like Oberoi, so I understood scale. I understood, how to make businesses or your art or your craft big. I mean, like there are home chefs, you can make the best dal in the world, but till how many people is it reaching? That's the main thing which makes anything big.
And everyone has different motivations. Like Ranveer Brar, the chef, was saying that for some home chefs, I mean, it really matters on what your dream is, because, I mean, if you don't want to scale, that is fine, because, this thing. But if you want to scale, it's a thing. But like you said, I mean, to do the successful transition to scale is difficult.
It's like anything we wanted to make it big, like reach. And,
absolutely.
And my main moral support or main inspiration was Oberoi, I was like, we should make a brand of brownies, which is American. Brownies is not an Indian product.
I mean, that's when it was very trendy. It was like the macarons and the profiteroles of the early 2000s.
No, it was not trending.
No, as in like when you guys started it, I mean, that's when it came. So it was never. It was old fashioned.
It was new. The only thing new of brownie was sizzling brownie.
That cream center and all of that.
Yes, वो cream center वाली sizzling brownie.
कितना मीठा था.
It was like chocolate cake with ice cream and chocolate sauce and nuts. We could never imagine like a stand-alone concept of only brownies. So there's a joke in culinary, you know, brownie is like the ugly duckling or the Cinderella in the story of Cinderella. You know, they're always like an ugly cousin of the main patisserie. Because brownie is brown, and all the patisserie is like colorful, creamy, you know, pretty looking. Brownie is not pretty looking.
But so, today brown food is in internationally, like there's a brown food movement.
Yes. So I'm talking about this was the year 2005.
Of course. So, who knew all of this then? Yeah.
Nothing. And at that time there was only cream center wala brownie, you know, sizzling brownie. Wohi samajh mein aata tha. So we were in Lonavala and we both just packed up. I mean, he gave his resignation in the month of Jan. Feb, we both just landed in Mumbai at Dadar station. With just bag and baggage and no place to stay. I mean, of course, we have relatives and stuff, but I mean, with nothing, with just his 1 month salary or something like that, and just nothing. And we said, we'll start a business. That's how Brownie Cottage started.
Wow.
We didn't even, and as I said, for me, growing up in Mumbai, but for me, Bombay ended at Worli.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know.
South Bombay ends at Worli, you know, that way.
The non-auto rickshaw part.
Yes. So then we didn't even know where to take a place on rent, where to stay. So somebody said, broker ke paas jao. Acha, theek hai, there is this place called Lokhandwala. We didn't even know what Lokhandwala was. Wahan pe ek McDonald's hai. Wahan jao, uske aaju-baaju mein bahut brokers ki dukaan milegi and all that. But we went to that McDonald's by bus from Dadar station and all that. And we landed in Lokhandwala. We took a 1 BHK on rent for a 1 year lease kind of a thing. And trust me, Kalyan, when we used to come out of the house, we didn't know whether to take left or right. We didn't know anything about Lokhandwala. Ki agar Juhu jana ya Band. I knew these names as just names. You know, names. But I didn't know what they were. What was Lokhandwala? What was Bandra? I didn't know. So we didn't know whether to take a left or a right. We didn't have a gas connection. You know, nothing. We didn't.
That's like us when we started marriage.
Yes.
You know, when we got married, my mom and dad given us an electric sort of stove.
Right. Same thing. Us. Then we started from home. He used to go to stores, you know, like Roman stores and all, you know, nearby, you know, ye mera product hai, you know.
Roman in Lokhandwala?
Yeah, all over.
Because there's a Roman in Bandra, which we...
Sabe. Altamount mein bhi hai.
Same guys?
Same. They're just copies. So we used to go to these stores and we used to make these brownies. And, you know, like some things are God planned, you know. Uska exact size ka container mil gaya at Crawford Market. Uska exact size ka seal pack mil gaya. So like how God makes things happen. Like we didn't have to do R&D. We didn't have to get a packaging consultant. Because we didn't have the bandwidth at that time. We were just 1 year married. We both were 23, 24 at that time. And we just started and everything just fell in place. Trust me, you know, the cutter for the size of the brownie, everything just fell in place. It's like God wanted us to do this and he was helping us do this. So we just used to, and I had a gas oven, from my bakery I had. So I remember cooking, you know, ghar ka dal chawal on the top and niche was my brownie being cooked. Like 16, 15 pieces. That's how we all start from a home kitchen.
Wow.
So we went here, there, kisi ne rakha nahi product. They were like...
So in a way, you were actually a home chef at that point.
Yeah, started again as a home chef only after shifting to Bombay. Like, not a home chef, the idea was, we started from the balcony of our house, basically.
So balcony chef.
Yeah, balcony.
But you know what? In our first rented house, Kenaz and I, mine, which is in Khar, the kitchen was a balcony converted into a kitchen. And both of us, we were pretty skinny then, but we couldn't stand like this, you know. So we you know, because there's a platform, so we could stand one behind the other. But
correct.
You know?
Correct. I understand what you're saying.
Wow.
So we started like that, but then the question was, Kalyan, you know, he used to tell me, "Tum bana to log, you are making. Where do we sell? Where do we sell?"
So product ho gaya, place, like, you know, the Kotler's,
the channel, where do we sell?
Race, promotion, people.
Nothing, where do we sell? How do we tell people that we've got these gooeyest Brownie Cottage? I mean, we didn't even have the name Brownie Cottage at that time. I was operating on the name of Craving, because that was my enterprise name.
Craving?
Craving, Craving. Okay. So, where do we sell? So we used to go door to door, you know, like store to store in the market, you know, hamaरा product rakh lo, you know, like retail mein. So this, you know, sham ko aana, subah aana, we used to just come back dejected. So then we used to go to restaurants and cafes, you know. We clicked with a few restaurants and cafes. They really liked the product. So we clicked, so we used to go and deliver to them, like a crepe station, a mainline China. We used to go and deliver.
Wow. So we were like crepe station regulars in Bandra.
Same.
And I remember some of the restaurants we used to have brownies in. I'm not too sure if crepe station, but we used to have it at Leopold, which used to have this really tiny brownie, and the Kenas and I would share one. And share करने के बाद एक चम्मच ही होता था. But now, and we would sometimes have brownies at the sizzler places, Yoko Kogle, but just a brownie.
Yeah. So then we used to supply them, but क्या होता था उसमें यार? They used to take 100 pieces in a day, पूरे दिन में लेते थे. And we both were like hungry. We होता है ये 100 piece में क्या होने वाला है? I mean, we cannot make a careers with this. We have to do something.
And you're focused right from then that you're going to make only brownies.
Exactly.
Because you know how to make everything. You had the recipes and all the chefs of Oberoi.
After Oberoi, I ran my full-fledged bakery from home by the name of Craving, as I said.
And chocolate classes you did back then. So you could have made everything.
Everything. But
you focused on brownies.
Because we love focus. We like, we want to specialize in one thing. Because when we came here, there was Mongenie's, there was XYZ, there was this baker. I mean, the pastry shop kahan nahi hoti. Every 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, there is a pastry shop.
Merwan,
everything.
Croissants, etc. Birdies.
Yes, us time croissant hota tha, birdies hota tha. So then I was like, I want to specialize. I want to do this. And especially because Raghav loved this product the most, that was the idea. So then one fine day I said to him, listen, let us open our own store. I mean, कुछ खुद का करते हैं because इनको जाके देखे कुछ होने नहीं वाला. There was no brand name. Nobody knew who was baking this. It was just served at a restaurant. No, कुछ नहीं होता था. So he was like, we just had very limited funds. Just thoda funds. Like, where will we get the money from? How will we start? Where do we start? So we had a scooter at that time. We had a scooter. We didn't even have a car. So we used to go on the scooter and, we used to start from Lokhandwala and just take the road, seedha. We didn't know anything. Us time Google Map bhi nahi hota tha. Yes. We used to pass Juhu. We used to go like, Amitabh's first home, this Amitabh's second home. We used to make those landmarks in our mind. And then there was Marriott.
Apna hi gaon wala.
Yes.
Yeah, Marriott Juhu.
Yeah. Then there was Citibank or the main linking road or something. Then we used to take a right and all that. So we used to just keep finding, where do we find a store? Where do we find a store? So then we spotted this place at Carter Road next, because we used to go to crepe station to deliver, no? So just next to crepe station, there was this empty space.
And that's when they were all opening. There was FBI, food, beverage, ice cream, and crepe station. Then there was one dosa place, Baskin Robbins, and one guy used to make dosa with olive oil.
Correct,
then there was one tasty tomato, tangy tomato. We used to, Kenas and I used to go there a lot with the silly uncle of ours.
At that time, Carter Road was like getting warmed up. It was so we were at the right place at the right time. So we struck a deal with the landlord over there, etc. So he said, "मैं 3 महीने के लिए कम में करके देता हूँ, उसके बाद मैं double कर दूँगा rent." ये Carter Road है. And believe me, Kalyan, we didn't know the value of Carter Road at that time. We didn't know what Bandra meant, We just started because we got that place and we liked the vibe, and crepe station was doing well and we used to supply over there.
So it's not that you moved there because you knew that we guys were staying close by and we love brownies and someday, we'll be bloggers and, let's go close to Kalyan. Let's go to Kalyan, even if he's in Bandra. It's a Bombay joke.
No, I'm just joking. At that time, कुछ पता ही नहीं था, At that time, it was
हमें क्या पता था कि तब I'll be writing and interviewing you.
Correct.
मुझे सिर्फ brownie खाना था अभी.
And we just started Kalyan and there was no looking back. We used to serve brownie ice cream. I'll show you the first menu of ours.
So while she's getting it, I'll tell you that I remember we used to go to that store and we had the brownies and they were soft and gooey. Then we'd get them home if we had parties and stuff. And there were also varieties. So chocolate chip and this, that.
Walnut, yes.
What are the flavors? Do you remember?
First we started with the first 3.
There was one flavor Kenas and I used to like a lot. So just tell me the flavors, I'll try to tell you.
Just brownie, walnut brownie, Mount brownie we used to do with ice cream, nutty love. Then we had a brownie high in which we used to flambe with rum. So then there was Nutella. The next year we started with Nutella, Fire Rocher, Twix, Toblerone, Mint. All these we started. So this was the first kiosk. I'm sure you would remember seeing.
No, I know. In fact, I don't know if I have a photograph of it on my blog, but I have photographs.
That's Raghav. That's Raghav. He used to stand inside and I used to stand outside talking to the guests and he used to take
maybe we might have spoken also. I don't remember.
Yes.
So, yeah.
This is us. So we just started that way, and it is.
And you were also in movie theaters, right? You guys took.
Yes, we started.
Because I remember sometimes we'd go to, I don't know, was it PVR Juhu or
PVR,
something?
both PVR.
Yeah. So we would go and at interval we would have your brownies. Kenas would have popcorn. I would try to get samosas, but we didn't get the A1 samosas at the multiplexes. Okay. But we would definitely have the brownies. Yes. So brownies and Baskin Robbins ice cream.
Correct. Yes, year 2008 we started with.
And those tiny pink spoons. So and we try to make them last. So we take tiny bites.
So 2008 we started with the multiplexes. But I'll tell you what, the only thing that has kept the brand going and it kept us going, to keep the brand going is customer delight. In fact, that's our tagline, a brand is built on customer delight and delight alone.
Delight and delight. Chalo.
A brand is only made on that. And I'll tell you what, it was never funded. It was never with some investors' money. It was our own, homegrown. And, we expanded via that. But every time it is, till today, we get at least one such review either on a WhatsApp or on Instagram or on a Google or anywhere, which really makes which makes us smile at the end of a hard day work. At least one review every day, we've been fans. And, when we eat this product, we know that, there's something very heavenly in it. So,
and if you see that 2005 versus 22, which is 17 years, a lot has changed since then. So when you guys started, like you said, hardly anyone knew about brownies, hardly anyone knew about gooey brownies.
Correct.
Also, you are at a kiosk where, both of you were standing there, and Carter Road at that time was like that. It was all the entrepreneurs, like Nicola of a crepe station would be there. Correct. Then, the couple which ran FBI, then the Tangy Tomato Boys, they were all there. A few days back when you went to Carter Road, it was all those faceless brands, but versus today where the dessert market has exploded. There are celebrity chefs, who are trained from fancy places. Right. They're doing all elaborate sort of, desserts. And then, there's a completely different movement of people now, moving away from sugar and all of that and stuff. There's so much happening. So how does one not get overwhelmed? Like for example, when I started blogging, which was in 2007, 14 years back or 15 years back, it was a khula maidan. And now so blogs barely exist, and it's reels and this and that, and I can't even do cartwheels, so I can't even do reels. So I'm looking to you for some inspiration. Then how does one
people just keep younger people around you?
Around you? Okay, I have my 2 cats because I don't have any staff apart from that. But yes, no, seriously, tell us, how do you keep sort of inspired and not get overwhelmed at a time like this, and when there's so much media noise, so much social media noise, and you guys are so product focused, I'm not too sure if it's been a conscious decision, but till we connected on email, I didn't even know of you, and no disrespect, but there are, for example, in the olden days, the Oberois and all that, you went and ate, but you didn't know who was the chef then. So it's so tell me a bit about that how does one sustain a business over so many years, and I'm sure many more years.
Yes, absolutely. Business is here for generations.
Sorry?
Businesses are made for generations. That's the way I made mine.
Yeah. So what keeps you going?
Customer love and delight. The only thing, even our product innovations, everything comes from listening to our customers.
So give me an example of some innovation you've done listening to customers.
This is a
the toffees, brownie toffees.
Yes. Yeah. This was year 2009-10. Long back we innovated this. In fact, we stopped it in the middle then. There was this one customer to come at our Warsaw outlet, and she gave me the idea. I still remember her face. I don't remember her name. It was something with D. And she said, Prachi, can you not have something which is bite-sized? Can you not have something which is bite-sized?
Wow, I think I had these at Brownie Cottage, and now suddenly bite-sized ice creams and all are popular.
Yes. So we started, this is customer. We listen to, everything new which has come is customer.
2010, huh? Now it's bite-sized is quite popular, but I didn't realize. Okay,
so we started, we listened to our customers. We started then. Then we used to, at Carter Road, when we used to only have brownies. Then there were people coming to us, it's like, hamara birthday cake, we need your cake, your taste.
Like cake. The chocolate dome cake when I was in Oberoi. I wanted
So they used to, take 9 brownies, square brownies together and make it like a cake and put chocolate sauce on it, looking like, एक piece है वो, but
so the customer would do this.
They would give us the idea. They would give us the idea. इसको cake बना के दे दो. I want to take this only for my girlfriend. She loves it. You do not make cakes, but you make cake like this for me. So that's how we introduced cakes. I mean, the cake which you saw right now, maybe, that size. So we started.
And to see, like a brownie actually comes out as a slab because, because when I learned brownie, it was a slab and then you cut it.
Yes.
So my birthday was coming up. So I made it for myself. I mean, and then called friends over and they picked, so they were brownie cakes. So we are like, we think alike, but of course you did it.
Same.
Yes.
So we listened to our customer, we started cakes. Then when we went back, like only in multiplexes and all, we were there. So the cake nahi chalta tha. So we put it off the menu then. Then again, 3 years back, 2018 or 17 or 18, there's this brand called Greater Than Gin. So their team, one of the team members, he's grown up on our product. He was like a school boy. And now he's working over there. He was working over there. So he came to me. He's like, Prachi, like it's our second anniversary. And I want my brand to, we want to send your brownie cake, this product as a gift. Like they had to send to 600 of their customers or dealers, or the restaurants and bars and all. So I was like, listen, we don't do cake anymore. So, but they were like hell-bent. It's a birthday, you have to give us a cake only. So we restarted cake because of them again. So every time, and we restarted cake for them and we delivered in 4 cities, Delhi, Bangalore, Goa, and Mumbai. We delivered 600 cakes for them in 4 different cities. So what I mean to say is so my key takeaway in so many years is, to stay to stay upbeat and to stay relevant in the market is listen to your customers. Make a way in such a way that you are in constant touch with your customers, you get feedbacks, you listen to their ideas. Brands are not for brand owners. Brands are to win customers' hearts. So you should listen what your customer is wanting from you and keep innovating on that. So that works 1.
So 1. Okay. What's 2?
What's 2 is, yes, that's too much happening.
No, I face that as a creator. And of course, for you, it's so much bigger because this business takes
business, and you have to be relevant. You have to be there on social media. You have to be talking to customers. You have to be trendy. And as you said, me as a chef is not known only, being there.
No, and that's probably a conscious decision, right?
No, because maybe I couldn't keep up with it. It's not like
and also from the time when you started, tab wo nahi tha ke
chef, exactly. Now there's so much of PR and so much of digital PR and all that, and influencers and chefs become own influencers. So there are many people who tell me, start your own account, Instagram, become an influencer. I was like, my God, I can't do that. And now they've got 2 kids also, so managing them.
How old are they?
So my son is 10 and a half. He'll be 11 in June. And the younger one will be 9 in August, 11 and 9. So they are my...
I had this question right at the start of the episode. 8-10 years later, will you allow them to go to co-ed colleges?
Absolutely.
So not like your...
No, I'll allow them to get girls home, party, talk, do what, nothing, please. So those 2 kids really helped me. As much as I listen to the customers, I listen to them. They give me ideas, Mom, this is working now, make this doesn't work. Especially my older one, Shiv, he's very brand kind,
Give an example of how Shiv made you do something, create something.
Lots. We are starting a baking school thanks to him. In the
really?
month of May. Yes.
Wow, breaking news. Is it breaking news? Hopefully, yeah.
that coming soon thing was that only. That's a teaser for that only.
And it's going to be an online baking school?
No, I want to do this offline because that's where you can teach hands-on. So first will be offline and then we'll do it online also because we are getting inquiries from all over. So Shiv, it was his idea and he's my co-founder in this. So he gives me he told, he's very passionate about baking himself. So he's like, let's do a school in summer. And he's been after me since January, we should have, and we are late. He said we should start from April because schools have gotten holidays.
So ladkiyon se milna hai school khol ke.
No. He's very focused on brands. He's very focused on branding. He's very focused on business. So because of him, we are starting this baking school, which is for age group of 10 years and above. wherein we will teach them hands-on baking. It will not be demo. It will be like getting the right method behind short crust, what is leavening, how do you do a meringue, what is the difference between a sabayo and a meringue, what are the 8 golden rules of recipe balancing, how to get your sponge right, how to get your creaming method cake right. Once you, Kalyan, you know, it's like once you get your basics right now, then dessert making is just your creativity then.
No, and I can completely empathize with what you're saying, because, you know, the time which we all started working, which was the late 1990s, like the time and effort which went into our training, and especially when I was in Calcutta compared to Bombay, versus when I became a manager and in Bombay, sabko like, you know, pani mein dalo, swimming pool mein, and then learn to swim. I had a question for you towards the beginning, and this is a good time to ask it, because now the fact of the matter is that there are so many people who want to become chefs, who want to, and pastry, and, you know, across genders, and then you hear about you know, all these schools, LCB, CIA, this, that, and people who are, you know, trained abroad and then coming here. But say for whatever reason, two things. One is, say someone might not be able to go abroad, and two is someone might not choose to go abroad. What is your message to people like them? Because see, you learned in maybe 20 years back, right? And now we are talking of 2022 India, the year of Make in India and Made in India and all of that. So are these just naras? Because you know, slogans, not the pajama naras, which my kittens like pulling. Because, you know, the feel I have had is that you know, someone who's traveled a fair bit and tried food, I you know, the notion I held for at least 7 years is that when it comes to international cuisine, and especially pastry and patisserie, and sitting in Mumbai and what I've tried abroad, we were even 7 years back pretty close to world class. Like our other international cuisines, whether it's Asian, yesterday also had something that's called Ajinomoto, but whether it's Asian, continental, you know, European, French, vegan, all that. Now slowly we are getting, because also there are things with produce and all that in training. But I would say that 7, 8 years back, I held the notion that our pastry making, our baking is pretty much world class, and it could have only gone up since then. So what is your message to people like that who, you know, training in India versus, you know, going abroad, because there are investments and there's so much uncertainty today in the world. We saw what happened to the poor students in Ukraine. You know, I mean, it's good to reach for the skies, but what's your take?
My only thing here would be, wherever you learn from, give your best into learning. You may go to a best place, but if you do time pass over there, you're just going there and not utilizing your time. It's better. It's all within you. I am a person of within. Look within. You know, do your best wherever you get the opportunity to learn. Travel abroad, very good. I couldn't. I haven't still. But still, I'll be very humbly saying that we're building a world-class brand called Brownie Cottage. And we really give this world the gooeyest, freshest brownies. I know. How could I? I mean, because it's wherever you learn. You even learn at a halwai place. You learn even jalebi from somebody. But give it your heart. I mean, you learn sincerity. I mean, there's no shortcut, or there is no, I mean, sincerity is your own within. That no institution can teach you. So before going out, look within. I mean, give your best wherever you're learning. Make learning your goal, not the money, not the exposure, or not the fancy thing that you can put it on Instagram or put on your story. Oh, here I am. No, make learning your core, you know, like that 24 hours of a day, learn as much.
And then Instagram karo. You're not against Instagram. But the fundamentals. Fundamental
is learning wherever you learn. Whether I'm learning with you, Kalyan, right now from you, I'm just trying to learn from you, you know, learn wherever. Be blank, go like a blank slate, learn. Every day I become a blank slate, learn, and choose a good institution, whether it's in Bombay only or Tier 2 or India or outside. Choose a good institution which matches your vision. I mean, you know, your class. Like I was very lucky. I was never into preservatives, never believed in essences and all. So I won't go and learn at a bakery where they use all these things.
Yeah, like even in your sugar-free, I mean, the sweetness elements comes from the inherent sweetness of chocolate and
Nothing,
and the cranberries and the cranberries. So it's
yes, I have never thought, you know, कि इसको थोड़ा सा fancy करने के लिए थोड़ा orange essence डाल देते हैं, थोड़ा सा और you know mint essence डाल देते हैं, vanilla essence. No. So what matches with your thought process? No, follow that institution.
And also we get good class training in India, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And learn the basics well. If your basics is well, whether it's pastry making, brownie baking, macaron, croissant, anything, get your basic right. Like what we are doing in our summer school, we are making a program which is getting the basic right. Like even a thing like a sponge, you may find it, oh, why should I go and learn a sponge? You know, I would want to learn a New York style cream Basque cheesecake, you know. No, first get your basics right. Get your pie crust right. Then you can make a New York style cheesecake. You can make a German cheesecake. You can make anything then after that. But get your basics right. So wherever you get to learn, respect the place, respect the teacher or whoever your coach or your mentor or your boss also, maybe on an internship, and just try to learn. That's it. You can learn from anywhere. You don't need really fancy institutes to learn. Learn and then apply it quick, you know, turn it into actions. Don't just learn it. Don't just learn it. And learn and try to make it into actions like on a scale, you know. Like what I picked up from Oberoi is what, you know, theory we learn. Sophia has taught me theory. Oberoi gave me the practical.
And which is how it is. I mean, Oberoi is where you went to work. I mean, Sophia was a college. But it was very theory oriented. Basics. I mean, yeah.
Which is very important. Your basics are very important. So, but learn at a place, like believe me, when I come to my factory here, where's my office and my factory, if I don't hear the planetary mixer moving, you know, and when I hear it moving, it's like music to my ears still.
After so many years, huh? So that's, I mean, I can hear the smile on your face sort of tells you.
और मेरे को जिस दिन अगर वो कम चलता है ना मुझे डिप्रेशन होता है हम कम काम कर रहे हैं आज you know.
No, I know like I mean that's the thing, like even during the lockdown and then when I had my, you know, zoster and fever and I couldn't type and all of that, as a writer I had to keep writing. So like if nothing else, phone mein baith ke I would do on Instagram or whatever, because I had to do it. I mean, if I was not writing, something at least, like, you know, the adhuri reh jata tha. Okay, now 3 quick questions from the Brownie Cottage point of view. One is Brownie Cottage will remain about brownies, or and
everything around brownies we are doing.
Isn't that a bit restrictive, or do you feel that there's so much to do around the canvas of brownies?
There is so much to do around the canvas of brownies. It's like picking one thing and specializing in it, focus in it. But we are doing a lot of things around it. We are doing bite size, we are doing gluten-free, sugar-free. We are doing in cups format. We are doing like in these bars. We are doing like the squares. Then we've got the cakes. Now we are opening parlors for brownies, wherein we'll come back to our Carter Road.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Sundays, brownie with ice cream, different kind of sauces, different kind of toppings.
I remember there's a brownie a la mode at this place, Baskin Robbins.
Baskin.
The brownie was like it was obviously an ice cream place, so the brownie was like
correct. So we are wanting the other way around. You know? So brownie, then we've got brownie shakes. We've got beverage also. So we do brownie shakes. So everything around brownies and everything which is focused around brownies to give the quality.
I like that. I like that because, you know, sometimes one wonders that when there's so much happening, should one try all of that also? I mean, there are different approaches, but I like your approach that I have a core competency and a core interest, and I'm going to focus on that, and I'm going to be the best in that.
Correct.
And I'm going to create so much around that is my vision. And like you said, that it's all from inside. It's what I want to do and what I can do. Like I'm not being run by the environment. I'm not. It's, you know, I am creating my own destiny in a sense.
I'm here to just delight customers. That's my brand mantra. Bas. And when I see my customers eating my product, their eyes close.
But do you still get to interact with customers because last couple of lines is online and
that's
stuff
the problem. That's why we are now wanting our stores back.
But there's also an advantage to that because your brownies are being shipped across the country and even to smaller places. Some whose names even you didn't know. You're telling Marakpur or something.
Makrapur, I don't know.
Makrapur. Which state is it in?
Andhra Pradesh, AP.
Wow. So Andhra Pradesh.
But there's nothing like customers. There's nothing like for any chef or any creator. There's nothing like, you make something and how your customers are enjoying it, the bliss on their face, the delight on their face, their eyes close. वो नहीं मिलेगा आपको, वो नहीं मिलेगा. And that too at a scale I want. I told you, I don't want to be like, like our mothers make the world's best dal. Every guy will say, मेरे मम्मी का हाथ का खाना is the best. Agreed. But how can you scale it up?
Yeah.
How can you make it reach not only for your home, for everybody else? That's what my vision is for Brownie Cottage. I don't want it to be just, seeing one customer, 10 customers. I want to touch lives. And food is something which really touch lives. And dessert is something which touch souls. And dessert is like the sexier part of food. So
yes. I always used to joke till very recently that I have two stomachs. Like one is for food. And even once that stomach gets full, there's always a second stomach I can open for the dessert. Which brings me to the probably one of my final questions. That what a lot of your early customers, people like us, are now, late 40s and 50s. And now we've sort of realized that, one can't sort of indulge the way one could. Also, there's a general consciousness about, sugar. And also some of the younger folks, like yesterday I was meeting a young friend of ours who, because of skin issues, the doctor said now for a while 2 spoons of sugar a day and stuff like that. So there's indulgence, but there's also a sort of conscious indulgence or responsibility. So and you yourself have undergone health issues, and you have 2 young sons. So you're and you're sort of creating for the future generation as well. So how does that mindset play in a field like desserts, which is all about indulgence? And the fact is that if desserts are not about indulgence,
they're not desserts,
right? I mean, so this is what I'm trying to do even in my Eat Better sort of series, which is how can I eat well and yet eat sensibly as your body demands? I mean, so tell me a bit about that.
It's not about today. The way I created this recipe, it never had anything bad. It has less than 5% maida. It didn't have anything artificial. I've never used compound. We've only used pure chocolate, which is natural brain booster. We've not even used cocoa powder. If we use fat, it is good fat like Amul butter. So, and now with, sugar-free, gluten-free, all that also we've started. But yes, it's a very small niche. What people want is dessert. You're telling about age. We do this, we do some events and all some ferries and all. So this last weekend, the Easter long weekend. Hello?
I'm there.
Oh, sorry. This last weekend, there was a 70-year-old gentleman, 70, He's like 1.5 times, 2 times our age. 70-year-old gentleman, he was there with his family. He had 2-3 products. Brownie with ice cream. He came back and Raghav was there coincidentally. And he told Raghav, you are really doing a good job. You're really serving us the world's best brownies. He said, I've traveled, I've had, but I have not had something like this. And my family is really happy.
Wow.
He's a 5. He's 70-year-old. 70-year-old generally don't like chocolate, blah, 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 blah. So I've seen our product is something even like I've given it to my own kids from age 1. From age 1.
No, that's really fabulous because in a way it's like putting your money where your mouth is.
Yes.
And also,
hard.
And when I'm saying age, it's actually, I think people more of our generation, because people who are more senior to us, they've led better lives. They've been more active. They've grown up on better produce. Us, unlike not too many people were like you, who were like using only proper compounds, like all these Amul butter in the pav bhaji. There's a big market for the wrappers because I don't think it's really Amul butter and its margin and all of that. But having said that, it was absolutely fabulous talking with you, Prachi, and this became sort of 2 episodes, but then why not? We've made you wait long. It's been about 3 months. We've made the audience wait long before Foodocracy for Her series. but I'm back, and it's a bit funny to sort of do an interview with a patissier, post fighting blood sugar spikes and COVID and all of that. But I'm fighting it, and your classmate is my dietitian, and you've made me something where I can still sort of enjoy my brownie and
yes.
Do moo meetha, and so wish you all the very best.
Thank you, and let's keep in touch.
Absolutely.
Let's keep in touch.
With that, thank you everyone. That's Prachi Agarwal Goel, and she runs Brownie Cottage with her husband. Currently, it's online as Brownie Cottage Online.
BrownieCottage.com, yeah. And we have some stores in Mumbai.
BrownieCottage.com, and it's on Instagram, and you can place orders for delivery across the country. And soon they'll be back with brownie parlors and brownie summer school.
Yes,
so you can either go baking summer school. So you either can go there and learn how to bake, or be a lazy bugger like me and just find someone like her and or go there and get delightful stuff like this. I'm supposed to tell you that, okay, like just guys, just please follow, share, and all that while I have this. So thank you, Prachi. Bye.
Thank you, Kalyan. This was, godsend. Really nice talking to you.
Yeah, I am.